Today we're going to wrap the Model Y Performance Juniper on the rear bumper, and we're going to show you how to do it on our first prototype design. We've done a few videos about how we design our products, and one of the things that we do differently, I think, is that we actually scan these cars, design it, prototype it, and actually test the fitment before we put anything out. And we've been blessed to have access to some of those cars. Sometimes we buy it, and sometimes we get access to our friends, like our Jim here, that graciously gave us his time and his vehicle so that we can scan it. And we think we have our first prototype, and this might go awesome or it might go horribly bad. But before you continue watching, make sure you click on that subscribe button. So before we get started too, I just want to talk about what the difference is. On the Model Y Juniper Performance, the big difference is this little scoop right here. It doesn't look like much, but this is a pretty deep valley that goes all the way in. Here's the other thing. We're not at our shop. We're not at our warm shop. It's out in the cold, so it is quite cold right now, so we're fighting that a little bit. But this is what we do. We make sure that we get the best designs, whether it's cold or not. So with that being said, one of the other key differences too is it's slightly longer here on the design of this. And then for the most part, the rest of the design changes from the premium is actually very, very similar. So for this one, we scanned the data, but we also use our preliminary design that we already had for the premium Juniper. And then we kind of went from there. So let's go ahead and get started. And for those of you who are just kind of watching this channel, we are going to be installing paint protection film, and this is going to be in matte, which is also called satin or stealth. And what I'm using right here is something called slip solution, which is basically a water and soap solution that allows the film to glide. And then now that we have all of this, we're going to go ahead and just do our best to hydrate this. This is going to be a pretty popular car, and this has been out in Europe a little bit longer than it has in the States. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. But this is our first one that we're working on in the USA. All right. So now we have these squeegees, which allow us to basically push the solution away. And when you do that, it actually activates adhesive. The other way you can actually activate adhesive is by using something called tack solution, which is a mixture of water and oftentimes alcohol, which is 70% alcohol. But if you look at how we made our design, we actually made it kind of get this edge right here, and then we create a small relief cut, but it still goes all the way into the valley for a very, very seamless install. We're really happy and proud about how we installed this. It worked out really well from our last testing fitment. So I'm going to go ahead and tack really this corner right here first. So if you look right here, I'm just going to move that into place. Okay. And then once I have that, I can see that, look at this, it's slightly short, and that's normal. So we're going to go ahead and hydrate it. All right, here I go. I think this is not good. All right. So we basically tack this bottom down. Just holding this in place so it holds. There you go. Now it's holding. And you can see that it goes edge to edge perfectly right there. Okay. So now that we have basically this corner on this bottom, this has to stretch because we actually want to add a little bit of that tension right there. This is the next portion right here. And we created this little, what we call a C-cut. And a C-cut looks something like this. And it just makes sure that it doesn't tear. And it's going to go right to that edge right there. So let's go ahead and hydrate. and this is so cold. Okay, what I just did is I used the microfiber to basically flush out the slip solution on top, because it'll allow me to basically stretch a little bit easier than I normally would have. So then I could basically pull this into place. I'm really just focusing on that little stretch right there and this bottom stretch right here. That's all I'm trying to focus on. And you notice that worked fabulously as well. And now I have all of this stretched, and then we can basically focus on everywhere else. So let's go ahead and spray some of this. Okay, corner. Yeah, I can't. You can. All right, go ahead. We're just gonna open up the trunk real quick. This little relief cut, there's another J cut right there. If you notice, I'm just focusing on the corner. I want to focus right here on this corner, just like that. And look at that nice edge that we've created. All right, so now the rest basically comes into just squeezing the rest of it out. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have enough slip solution in here. Okay, and then we can work our way outwards. All right, so we got some minor kind of, I guess, what we call wrinkles, and I can just use my tack solution. And those are so minor, so I'm not really worried about it, but you can see I got rid of most of it. All right, so now that I have this side done, I got all this done, you can basically move this in place. One thing you're gonna have to probably combat, there's a lot of stretch that goes this way, so it might lock up right there. So what you can do is basically just spray slip solution. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to talk while, and loosen this up. There you go. Did you hear that? And when you do that, I can basically move this a little bit better into its position. So you can see this lines up a little bit better. Go ahead, release that, and then I can go ahead and spray some tack all up in there. And then go ahead, focus on that top edge. And then same thing here. I can work my way out this way as well. And this is fine. Similarly to the fingers that you saw over there, you could basically get rid of it by using some of this tack solution as well. So what I'm doing now is this body line I'm trying to avoid. This line looks fantastic, and then everything up here is tacked. So what we need to do next is basically move all of this to the inside here, because we haven't tacked any of that. So we can go this way or out this way as well. So you have two options of going. And look at that beautiful edge, goes right to it. And look at this edge, perfect edge right here. It does fold because we understand some people are going to be doing matte, and we just couldn't live with ourselves if we revealed all that edge right there. So we wanted to make sure that we got rid of it. Okay, so here's the difficult part, and this is difficult mainly because I'm doing this in the cold. It probably is about, what, 40 degrees right now. My hands are getting real cold. Since we got everything around it done, basically you just want to hydrate all of these areas first. Okay, and then once we get this done, you basically want to pull this down into this corner right here. You see that? So once you have that down, we're going to go ahead and pull this into this corner. All right, once you pull that into the corner, you can see that there's actually more material here, and when you do that, we've designed it in a way where it naturally pulls more material here, because you need more material there. If you don't, it's going to stretch too much and it'll fail later down the line. So that's actually by design. And then I'm gonna actually get back to that, but I can actually start squeegeeing outwards this way. Same thing here, these minor fingers. You can actually get rid of it by just spraying tack. And now we got this giant, it's not even really like a normal finger, but it is what I say, like a tension point. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray as much tack solution as I can. I'm gonna use my finger like this and start pulling some of this inwards like that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. And like I said, just kind of take your time right here. If it is cold, one thing you could do is use some hot water. But you can see I'm kind of gathering it all. And then once you get to this point, you can use a lot of tack. You need to use a lot of tack. And then you can kind of loosen this up. All right. Amazing. So just like that. And then I got just a tiny finger now. And basically we got rid of all the fingers. So that's basically, this is gonna be our biggest issue right here. But by doing that, by basically starting here, stretching across, getting all of this done, and then figuring this out later, and then pulling this, and then we purposely added more material here so it could kind of go in there. That's exactly how we designed. So it should look like this. This right here can fold over right into the edge, and once this is done, this is how it'll look. I mean, it'll look seamless right here around the edge. I mean, it hasn't even been, look at that edge right here, it's fully protected. So that's basically it. All the other areas right here is gonna fold over, and we even put relief cuts. So it has ultimate coverage. And I know that's a small area, but I think that's where we kind of separate ourselves a little bit whenever we do the design, is that, look, if I feel like the DIYers can do this without an issue, especially something like those edges, I'm gonna add those edges. But typically what we do is we design to the edge first, and then we add those edges later at the end of it. So we did the same for the edges right here, the top edge right here, right here. This one does not go all the way because in order to get that kind of level, there's a lot of chance for this to fail because there's two panels butting against each other. So as it rubs, it can fail. So you want to go right to the edge for that one. Same thing for this one. You can obviously go all the way in, but you have to remove this. And most people don't want to remove this. Especially for this, you have to remove the mud flaps and then remove that. So that's too much work. Same thing with this one. That is plenty fine to go right up to the edge. But all the other areas will go all the way inside for ultimate coverage. So I know that was a little bit quick. It's getting cold, so we have a little bit more motivation to work a little faster. But if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. And that is how you do the Model Y Performance rear bumper.